And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gaslight presents with great pleasure Uncle Dirty.
King Arthur's court. Lock up in session. Prince Valiant. Yes. Sir Lancelot. Hi. Queen Guinevere over here.
No, this is busy here because it's the weekend. But, you know, Greenwich Village is dying because you can see freaks in your own neighborhood now.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, but don't get too safe. Don't get too safe because you sit at home, you watch your Japanese portable, you get into your Toyota or your Datsun, you rush to work, check the time you get there on your Seiko watch, right? You rush back to take pictures of the kids on your Yashica camera, right? And little Johnny's zipping around on his Honda motorcycle, and little Mary's playing her Yamaha piano. You may have forgotten December 7th, but they haven't forgotten Hiroshima, baby. And next December 7th, all those little tiny transistors you never saw that are embedded right underneath the pending are going to light up when somebody in the Sony factory pushes a yellow button and turns this whole country into a large bowl of white rice. The assignment is make me laugh. That's my function here. You know, I'm supposed to make you go. And if I do it consistently enough, then it's a good one. You know, and if I don't, and that's about the whole thing. Like how I choose to do it. That's how you can pigeonhole me. But the thing is to make me laugh. And it's changing, because in the old days it was easy. You could hark the herald hare lip sing. That was funny in the old days. You could do those jokes. You could tell Italian jokes. Now you don't, unless you like funerals, your own. You know. Jewish jokes. How many agents will book you? Spanish jokes. You get bad food from the kitchen. Black jokes. No band, no team to bet on. Who's left to pick on? Because humor is based on pick on. I mean, there's a little bit of humor, the discovery of a baby finding its toes, But like most humor is like, there's no one left to pick on. For a while, we were safe. We could pick on fags and Nazis. And then Volkswagen started selling, and the Gay Liberation Front came up. So, like, the reason I used to pick on fags, though, is for a group that doesn't have babies. Where are they all coming from? Well, you can't blame it on Boy Scout masters and gym teachers all the time. And you know what they do with it? In his punishment, they lock him up in prison with a bunch of horny guys. I mean, a prison sentence to a fag must read like a travel folder. Yeah. And Nazis, well, Nazi Germany, 1942. The two Jews are against the firing squad wall. The Nazi Leutnant says, "Here are your blindfolds." One Jew says, "I don't want a blindfold." The other Jew says, "Don't make trouble." If anyone was offended by that last joke, just remember that Egypt shot down 4 Israeli planes that are still on order. Yeah, like, make me laugh. What do you make me laugh? Pick on the South if you live in the North. You know why the South lost the war? Now, they can fight. They can shoot a gun. The only reason they lost the Civil War was shoot a cannon. Mother. See, by the time he got it out of his mouth, 3 guys from Brooklyn were selling the cannon in the next town already. In fact, the reason they have superhighways in the South are contributions from rich hippies who were afraid to stop. I got stuck in South Carolina. You know where Dillon, South Carolina is? I had my freak suit on and my hair like this, and my car broke down. I have a foreign car. Forget it. They have 2 positions, parked and broken, man. And I'm coming back, and I get stuck in Dillon. Now, Dillon, South, I'm explaining. It wasn't named after Bob Dylan. It was named after Marshall Dillon, you know, because like a car gets a boo-boo and I'm stuck there and they come over to the car. The big guy said, "My name is Cheryl." Bullshit. They start singing in unison, "Kill a freak for Jesus." You know? But that's what's happening, man. Like, make me laugh. Now, see, it's changing, man. Like the oil slicks off the coast of California were caused by midnight mafia swim parties. No. Pollution. Now, there's something like mercury. Now, mercury in the tuna. They found DDT in the kingfish. And then you got oil slicks, and you got the bad air. I was thinking, what would happen if one of our big Coca-Cola ships going to Nam sinks? Think of that, a 70-mile cola slick. You know what would happen? Pelicans with diabetes. Pimply mermaids. Sharks on the beaches of Perth, gumming swimmers to death and crying hysterically. Yeah, and then a dolphin shows up at a supermarket on Guam and tries to cash $4,000 worth of Coke bottles. And then you go into politics and, wow, politics, that's funny. You know, like, make me laugh about politics. Yeah. Did you read Agnew's speech in the original German? And then there's things they bury, like we forgot, like the USS Pueblo. We got our crew back. You know, we're going to see our boat again? At the next World's Fair, it'll be the North Korean Pavilion. You know, like Nixon. One thing I can say for Nixon, he kept us out of Northern Ireland. Yeah, but everybody's getting so nervous now that if I say right now I like Marx and Lenin, I could be shot. Before I explained it was Groucho Marx and John Lennon. I mean, you know, the American eagle has two wings, a left wing and a right wing. And if they don't flap together, the bird falls on its ass. You know, that's the hang-up now. But then you take it further. We can go, because, I mean, like, okay, ha-ha, I'm trying to score, I'm trying to get laid, I'm trying to blah. Who's going to live through it? Really, man? Like, you know, we spend all that money on the ABM. Red China's going to glue her bombs to dragon kites and drift them in on the wind currents. You know, like, who's going to live through it? Then I start thinking, like, long before they became political activists, they were flower children. And right now, while we're rapping, they're back in those caves in New Mexico playing with the stalagmites and the blind cavefish. Yeah, blind cavefish. There are caverns underground that fill up with water, and in these caverns, fish get trapped. And they never get a chance to see the light of day. They grow up both blind and pure white. That's the southern bat rap. You know, but like, who's gonna live through it? Now, I figure the flower children live through it, and the politicians, man, they knew about December 7th. They'll know about this one. They'll be in their underground concrete bunkers with their Martha Mitchell doilies. You know, they'll be safe, man, and everybody's bye-bye except those two groups. And when the politicians come out to rebuild their planet, they won't anticipate the genetic damage from the radioactivity. So when they have that first round of children and have a son with 7 arms like an octopus, hello, 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 or a walking paramecium going, "Mommy, Mommy, look at my vacuole." Oh, you know, I mean, like Mitchell would flip out. But to a flower child, "Hey, man, didn't I see you at the last Led Zeppelin concert?" Because we know it ain't what you look like, it's what you're into. Right, okay, preach. But yeah, like I try to be legit, I swear. I had a good education, the friends my folks approved of, a nice car, a safe job. How'd you become one of them freaks then? I was lucky. Because I found out in that other world, in order to make it, you gotta be able to buy what you can't get with money that you haven't got, and then sell what you never had for more than it was ever worth. So what do you do when you want to know the answer? Like, we all like to know the answer. Where do you look? Well, one place to look was, remember the guy who came over? My name is Maharishi. The Maharishi left one of the finest universities in India, went to a cave deep in the mountains with one question burning deep inside of him. How can I meet the Beatles? Yeah. Oh, remember the other guy? You remember? I'm gonna save you. I'm going to save you right now. Right now. Little mother with the crutches, you come up here now.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
You can save
Me, I sure can. And you, the fellow who sent me the note. Fellow wants to be a radio announcer? None. Come on, right up here now. Don't say nothing, and if it don't work, it's your fault because you didn't believe enough. Okay. Let me touch you both.
Watch where you're touching.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought it was your crutch. Okay, let me touch you both. Feel that faith pulsating through your bodies. Feel that faith pulsating through your minds, through your souls, through your hearts. Now step behind the screen. Now, little mother, throw down your right crutch. Throw down your left crutch. Young man in a clear, booming voice, tell us what you see. Lady behind the screen just fell on her ass. Right. And they want us to believe, man. And S.I. Hayakawa, world's foremost semanticist and dean of word power, was interviewed and said, "You can't talk to those kids." That's funny, man. Yeah, there's kids. Like I see you right out here now. You are prime time. Prime time. You can no Tums after those 8 hot dogs. And you know the whole thing. Like, yeah. And you go into that classroom thinking about now. Think about right now, about NAM. By the way, I think there's a Southern general in charge of our military, and he wants to divide every country in Asia into North and South, and the North is always going to be the bad guy. You think that? But anyway, I think it where it goes. Because you, bugged or not bugged, you are prime time. You go into that classroom, and you get the same teacher that I got.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. That's poetry.
No, teacher, that's a bummer.
Now some pertinent questions that will help you all through your life. Thomas Jefferson's sister, true or false? What happened on the banks of the Poconoco River in 1763?
You see what happened in front of the school today?
Radical communist out of here.
Well, what would you teach, freak? Montessori, Conant, Summerhill? Well, there was a guy by the name of Langston Hughes who wrote, "My motto, as I live and learn, is dig and be dug in return." We never got much of him in our books. For the same reason we never got much Crispus Attucks, Pinchback, Dubois, Douglas, because our history books have been written by Miss Lily White and her son Whitey Backlash. You know, I mean, for once I'd like to see Ramar of the Jungle played by a black man. What the hell, it's his jungle, you know. I'd like to see a black cat come up there with the little white pith helmet, the white shorts, the Malacca walking stick and say, "I beg your pardon, is this the village of Tambula?" And for once, 5 fat little white cats run out and say, "We can't find our spear, woohoo!" It's that. But then taking that further, stores that thrive on back-to-school clothes, but are still showing those same 3-button blazers, Ivy League ties, button-down collars, white bucks. Stores like that better be careful, because kids aren't lounging on library steps anymore. Nowadays, they need more durable clothes that'll hold up under fire. But there's one small store in your friendly, nearby neighborhood ghetto that wants to prepare your kids for this school season. It's called the Right On Shop. And their window display includes tear gas canisters, helmets, nightsticks, and for the slower students, first aid kits. Now, I know a lot of you out there are thinking, those revolutionaries are so far gone. You can't help them, but you can. The Dirty Toy Company has spent over $1.80 on research. To find out what rot wants to play with revolutionaries of today. I mean, does a ghetto child in a garbage-strewn lot want to play with a Chatty Cathy or a Betsy Wetsy doll? No, they want to play with things that they know about. So Dirty Toys has come up with a line of dolls guaranteed to be bestsellers, featuring Johnny Junkie. He comes with a tiny hypodermic, a small bent spoon, and an itsy-bitsy rope to tie up with. And to support his teeny-weeny habit, we have a companion model. Her name is Betty Booster. She comes with a long leather coat with thousands of tiny little pockets on the inside. And for those rich kids out there in the suburbs, just like in real life, we have dolls that don't go quite all the way. Peter Pot, Polly Pill, Susie Speed. And for the little fellows, we have a Mickey Meth doll. And to keep those little fellas in line, we have a brand new doll, kids. It's called Paulie Piggy. the police doll. Yeah, among its unique features are its hands, palms on both sides. But if you want to be symbolic and think about that, you say like, well, what's going to happen to all the great books? Since you're probably going to be the last generation that will read. Drug companies are working on a way to reduce all books into pill form. They will have a Shakespeare pill. Take 2 Arthur Millers before retiring. Mickey Spillane throat spray. Harold Robbins hormone cream. Students ODing on medical textbook pills. Man, I dropped a Grey's Anatomy. All I see is viscera and trachea. Oh, man. There goes those cricoid cartilages. What a bummer. Oh. College professors replaced by automatic vending machines. The dean is no longer the most important man on campus. Now it's the repairman. You come to school with your tuition money, you put it in this big Seaberg in the sky, you put it in the slot, and from the other end comes out your term's reading assignment. Mathematics pills will still be hard to swallow, right? And after 4 years, your diploma will emerge from the machine in the form of a giant suppository. On Saturday night, we have what we call the hornies. The hornies. The only sounds in the room during the romantic ballads are the sounds of the buzzing clitori. Really, yeah. Because once again, the lemmings are observing the post-pubic rituals. Really, you know, you see, because it's,
Oh, have I got a date? Oh, we're gonna have Chinese food. Then we're gonna go over to the gaslight. Then we're going up to his place to talk.
eat your heart out, horny Harriet. He's doing, oh, wait, you see, she's coming up to the place after, oh, my God. All week, it's love, 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 love. And they meet, it's, how are you? You touch me, you pig, right? You know. And then if they're lucky enough, they get in the car. In the old days, if we got in the car, even if we struck out, we could rub shoulders. Now you got that console there. If you get horny, you play Gidget and the Gadget, right? You know. And now, then you come to the club. And, like, they come and see the show. Now, here you got heavy folk singers. But usually I have to work coffee houses with folk singers like, I'm sorry I made you cry, but your face is much cleaner now. Bling, bling. How can I miss you if you won't go away? I'm so miserable without you. It's almost like having you here. And the show's over. And they walk out that same door that you're going to walk out. And she turns to him and says,
I had a wonderful time.
I spent $17.
That's wonderful.
Let's do it.
What?
Well, you said you had a wonderful time. I want to have a wonderful time.
Say you love me.
Then will you do it?
Say you love me.
I love you. Let's do it.
You lie. Oh, did you say that to all the girls?
Only to the ones I have to. Some women enjoy it as much as men do, and for the ones that don't, I'm manufacturing a line of vibrators that moan. Yeah. But anyway, that'd be something. But anyway, dating has changed. That was dating when I was a sexist, male, chauvinist pig. I've changed. As horny as you girls might be, could you handle something like this? Naked and cackling. Chasing you across an empty motel room with a can of No-Cal Ready Whip in the other hand. That's, or better. Now dating has become most important quarter-inch in smoking. By the way, Woodstock, the kids who made the movie aren't old enough to see it. Ain't that a bummer? But anyway. The open sky, the big boom, communication, boom, 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 What sign are you? I'm a Virgo with penis rising.
My favorite sign! What'd you take last term?
Last term I took acid and pot. This term I'm taking the dean's office in the library. I'm gonna fuck you.
I always go for you smooth talkers.
Hey, you know what I do when I get that feeling? Because the only chicks I really make out with are the ones that want to get even with their parents. So, I put on my best suit, I take myself to dinner. I tip big, and I take myself to the movies, and I go back to my one-room apartment, put on my favorite record, get undressed, drink a little wine to get me in the mood. Lie on my bed. Say no to myself a few times. What do you mean white cats don't have soul? But don't make me laugh. Don't make me that other stuff, that. Now, the best, safest way is don't pick on anybody. Don't say, do hunchbacks worry about pimples? Nah, that's a cheap way to go. Or, midget hookers for child molesters. Yeah, just, Tell them about yourself. Tell them your truth. Now, what's your truth? I come from North Newark. Anybody here from Newark? Yeah. Put your shoes on. Get out. No, I come from the Italian section. They used to play games in my neighborhood like Catch the Jew. I was it. Hey, Jew boy, you want to play football? Sure. Boom, he's a Spyro. And my folks wouldn't assimilate. They clung to their ethnic traditions. How'd you like to be the only Jewish kid in a rough Italian neighborhood walking a little dog that goes, "Hey, hey!" I couldn't pass. I mean, my cat went, yoy, yoy, yoy. The goldfish went goiggle. The parakeet went twit. Now, there's a reason for that. Now, because my grandmother used to sing to it. Twit goes the parakeet. What does a parakeet know for 89 cents from Woolworths? My grandmother drank so much Manischewitz when we cremated her, we couldn't get the fire out. Well, Grandma used to get us undressed at night. I thought Grandma was checking to see how clean we were. I found out years later, Grandma was weird. That's nothing. So what was there to do? I couldn't relate with the guys in my neighborhood because of Catch the Jew. School was a complete bummer. I told you, they'd really, oh, wow. So you go to the library. Those dykes would never beat you up. Just put the book back, but okay. So I read. I wanted to know. I read the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Bhagavad Gitas, the Upanishads, Gurdjieff, Uspensky, Hubbard before he had his Navy when they called it Scientology. I mean, I wanted to know. Mesmer, Kafka, Camus, Sartre, Kierkegaard, And I came across a book almost, 20 years ago called, I think it was Doorway to Perception. It was by Aldous Huxley. And it was about a thing called mescaline. Yeah, mescaline. One of the forerunners of LSD. And still in the top 10, kids. But we didn't know know what you know, whether you make drugs or don't make drugs. We had no preset. Leary didn't have an LP to trip by in those days. I mean, he was an undergrad. Like, we didn't know anything. And I read the book, and it was like, yeah, it was like science fiction. It was like Grok, Water Brother, or Tokine, made the hair grow between your toes, or Asimov bread. You know, same guy takes a pill. And this is long before Librium and Justice for All. I mean, we didn't have Dylan or the Beatles to turn us on. The height of our music season was Patti Page singing How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? That was our big tune. We didn't know where to go, you know. In the days when if you would have said to someone, you want to get high, we'd go, whoop. I don't know, high. What is this term? New idiom in the language, high. You know, I don't know. Okay, I read the book, and it really impresses me. It's like a guy takes a pill, high-class family. This is guys no just hang around, you know. So next day at school, I'm thinking about it. I run into one of the guys in the schoolyard who's... I was so square, I thought he had mosquito bites, you know, in Newark in the winter. Everything's everything. Did you ever hear a thing called mescaline? Are you kidding? That stuff will get you higher than you ever been in your whole life, or double your money back. And you be the judge. Now, higher didn't mean a damn thing to us in those days, but double your money back, whoa! I mean, I came from a house where my father used to say, quick, cut yourself, I spilled some iodine. You know that kind of setup? Like, well, once I chased a bus all the way to school, I was like, Pop, I chased the bus, I saved a dime. Schmuck, chase a cab, save $1. You know, so when the guy said, double your, what could it be? What could it be, man? I drank a fifth of Ron Rico 151 with 3 of my buddies. They had to pull me out of a toilet bowl, but I got home. You know, so you mean to say, man, if you say it don't, I mean, I could, it's up to me. I just say it don't work, man, if you, okay, I got a sucker, right? But like the pill was this big. Looked like a placebo from a children's kit, you know. There was no Sandoz or Osley in those days, right? Okay, so, and like, it was interesting, the pill's that big, and like, I figure I better get insurance, because what happens if he's putting me on? But it seems that Prudential and Mutual weren't interested in handling the transaction. So I got the local insurer, Rocky. You have a friend. He used to walk through the streets of Newark with rocks in each hand. Where you going? Going shopping. Put that dress in the window. I'll pick it up Wednesday about 4 in the morning. Rocky, you know, in case Rocky would start playing Catch the Jew. I got Rocky's control factor. He's Paisan, Vinny. Vinny and Rocky were Paisan. Vinny is like Dom DeLuise. You know that kind of guy? The kind of guy who puts newspaper under the cuckoo clock before he goes to sleep. You know, he sleeps in his jammies. Okay, I got Vinny and Rocky. Then I got a fag bag, alliteration, Beowulf. No, the reason I got a fag is because Shakespeare supposedly wrote his sonnets to a man. Some of our greatest writers of all times are supposed to be $3 bills. So I got the local $3 bill, Jerry Schultz. When you're out of Schultz, you're out of queers, you know. Okay, so we sit around way back then with these large mescaline pills with glasses of water and nothing. 5 minutes, nothing. 10 minutes, nothing. After 15 minutes, no lush rush, nothing. Rocky's starting to go, hey, Jew. Hey, Jew. That's where the Beatles got that tune, you know. You know, and Vinny, I brought down, he's going, oh, boy, Rocky's going to beat the crap out of you, man. You offended him, you know. And the fact don't hit him. I'm into Murat Saad this week. I'll write about that. And I was starting to feel weird, man, because I read the book. My stomach was vacuum cleaner city, man. I had taken lemon and water as an emetic. My stomach was like getting off on air molecules, you know. And all I know is I'm hearing them. And I look around the room, and the walls are going... like being in the middle of a heart transplant. By the way, an old man with a young guy's heart. What organ of the body do you think he's going to want next? After it's your turn, you know. And the floor's going... Help! And it comes out of my mouth with hair and pimples on it. It just hangs there suspended, so I run over to the window to get reality back. You know, I open the window out, and I look out, and I see the Empire State Building, but as I'm watching, it pulls itself out by its roots. It starts to walk across Manhattan. Well, it wasn't so funny when it started to ball the Holland Tunnel, man. And the Chrysler Building wanted seconds, you know, and I can't handle that. So I run to the bathroom, You know, I'm safe. I'm reading the newspaper. You know, it's in Violet Sacrosanct, the bathroom. You know, I look in the mirror, and my ear had made it down to my chin. Make it stop. I'll do anything. There goes, anything? You know. Rocky goes, he got the good pill, you know. Wow, that was weird. The fat calls us 4 hours later. I'm pregnant. Who did it? Rocky, they hit her. All he does is lay on the couch for 14 hours and go, Mary, Mother of God, save me. Trino Venus and a First Friday. Except once, he turned on the TV to confirm his reality. Ain't that a bummer? And of all things to turn on, he turns on the Mickey Mouse Club. And the kids are running around with the little black ears. My God, we're radioactive. Mutants. Back to the couch, back to Mary, Mother of God. Vinny and I were afraid we were going to die. And then about 8 hours later, we were afraid we weren't going to die. And then I got the connection. Oh, that's my ears. Stop dialing. You know. And yet, I could recommend mescaline to everyone in this room. Varied lifestyles? How can you make such a generalization here? You're as bad as Al Cap. No, listen. There's a lot of people in this room. And God forbid, conceivably, one of you could fall off a roof someday. And if you fall off a roof in your normal state of mind, you're going to go, but if you took mescaline and fell off that same roof, you'd go, so far so good. There's an answer in that, you know. See, we're stuck in a room full of horseshit. There's two ways to go. You can scream horseshit all your life, or you can look for the pony. It's up to you. I mean, like in Peter Pan, there was an answer. In Peter Pan, they said, Peter Pan, you're the sun, you're the moon, you're the stars. And Peter Pan went, I know. Like, the answer to the whole thing. You want an answer? Like, it would be great for $3. I got the answer to life. Oh, boy. I'll give you an answer. It's just the two guys are sitting on the porch, and they're rocking. And it's springtime, and they're rocking. And the flowers are budding, and they're rocking. And summer comes, and the sweat's running down their necks, and the kids are out of school yelling, and they're rocking. And autumn comes, and the leaves are dancing in the wind, and they're rocking. And winter comes, and their breath makes smoke, and the icicle's on the edge of the porch, and they're still rocking. And spring comes again, and one guy turns to the other guy and goes, phew. The other guy goes, I'm hip. There's only tyrants try to make things simple for you. It's uphill all the way, I promise you. Okay, take it home. I want to take it home now. I got to do a commercial. This is my commercial. But anyway, if I could have my way, and I never will, man, but if I could, I would have commercials like, faster than a speeding bigot. Able to lead bad politicians in a single bound. Look, everyone, up in the sky. It's a cross. No, it's a star. No, it's a Buddha.
No, it's every man.
Okay, every man. Here's a stick-up.
What are you sticking me up for?
Are you from Newark?
Yeah.
Sorry, I bothered you.
Listen, every man. Just watch who you're bumping into. Are you? Yes, they're...
Bill, every man, why'd you come in my store for to look around or to buy something?
What do you mean, Lunsman?
A lunchman come in the back. Hey, every man, what you do to my neighborhood?
What'd you say, soul brother?
Soul, brother, that's it.
I say for once and for all, what does this every man look like?
I don't know, man. Because he's everything to all people. It's just that I'm you. And you're me. And if I hurt you, I hurt me. If you hurt me, you hurt you. Because not to be loved is miserable. But not to love is catastrophe. Happy every day.